Welcome to Ms. Mojo, and today we're counting down 30 of the most bizarre and unnerving guests to ever set foot on Dr. Phil's set.
You want to take this outside? Because I think they can bring cameras outside.
It's long come into question whether Dr. Phil can really help anyone, but some of these stories prove he's far out of his depths.
She's reincarnated from being Jesus?
Yes, she has the documentation.
Number 30, Sexy Vegan. He has 15 arrests, incredible dance moves, and a new name, Sexy Vegan. After Dr. Phil is finished lecturing Sexy Vegan's mother for being an enabler, the man of the hour makes one of the most shocking entrances ever.
I am the beautiful vegan messiah.
He has a self-aggrandizing air, insulting the entire crowd for their inability to match his talent.
Hey, look at me.
Let's
look
see
at
your
me.
talent.
No, hey. No, you need to look at me.
It's one of the most common Dr. Phil bits. He's running up mommy's credit card and loses his temper quickly. But Sexy Vegan's off-the-rails temperament makes him stand out amongst a sea of spoiled brats.
I'll carry around the mirror with me so I'll look and see that I am drop-dead gorgeous.
My image is very important to me.
I look at my collection of mirrors all the time to study myself and my beauty.
He's mostly featured in vignettes, getting kicked off moments after appearing on stage.
Okay, take him out. Security, get him out of here.
Thank God. Thank God.
No.
When he returns in a later episode, he apologizes for his antics and says he was fortunate enough to find help.
Well, after the show, I thought I was going to get committed. I just had that feeling. Like, when the security was escorting out, I'm like, uh-oh.
Number 29, the human cyborg. Orrin, an exceptionally bright young man, has built elaborate lore around his life as a cyborg from the future. He's committed to the bit, reciting lines like he's from the Terminator universe.
There is an apocalypse in the future. We have seen it in our dreams and in our visions.
Predictably, Orrin's parents are concerned about his fascination, but even more so about his lack of ambition.
This isn't the young man that I saw walk across the stage when he graduated. He's changed.
He does his thing for the cameras, but this charade immediately split viewers.
The planet will be destroyed.
Okay, will you be mechanized by then?
We are already mechanized.
Some felt he was expressing neurodivergence in an extreme way, while others believe it was all an act for internet clout, and they might be onto something. Like fellow Dr. Phil alum Bad Baby, Orrin has gone on to release music which has garnered a good bit of buzz, and of course, suits his signature cyborg style. Number 28, Taylor Swift's soulmate. Riley is one devoted fan Taylor may never be able to shake off, and that's because he isn't just deeply infatuated with her, he also believes he wrote a number of her songs.
Well, do you believe you wrote the song?
I do.
You wrote Kryptonite.
That one, sure. It's at this point, I mean, we could go over a list of 100 different songs that I feel that I have written.
The show has seen a number of celebrity stalkers over the years, but Riley's devotion is unrivaled.
And I want to make it clear, I do believe that Taylor Swift and I are soulmates. And I love her with the kind of love that you would want forever and always.
His parents are there to aid Dr. Phil's assessment, but Riley goes off on tangents that highlight strange levels of fantasy.
I believe that everything that we are seeing and perceiving now has already happened. We're just catching up with our five senses and really experiencing it fully. So, destiny.
Eventually, Dr. Phil drags him around the stage to highlight parts of his delusion board. Sadly, instead of getting help, he just gets mocked on television.
And you can string a bunch of buzzwords together and get them confused, but you and I know, you know damn well you didn't write those songs.
Fair enough.
Number 27, my allowance isn't enough. Usually a desperate parent writes in to get help with a troubled child. In this case, Nicolette, a 15-year-old used to an opulent lifestyle, asks for Dr. Phil's assistance in convincing her mom to increase her allowance.
I need her to understand that I need at least $2,500 a month.
She asserts that $1,000 a month isn't enough. It seems this guest has some self-awareness about being a brat.
There's other reasons I'm not just being a brat about that.
But that doesn't stop her from having one of the most cringe-worthy meltdowns in the show's history.
Absolutely, she needs a job.
The audience reacts as you'd expect, laughing at her tears. Whether or not the story is embellished, Dr. Phil makes sure to end the segment with a zinger.
She doesn't need a job babysitting. She needs a job in the world.
No.
She doesn't need a job at home.
Not.
She needs a job in the world.
Number 26, PTA Mom Wars. The internet loves to mock PTA Karens and their obsession with bake sales, but this story developed in a rather sinister way.
But threats against your life.
That is how I took them.
Dr. Phil sits down with two PTA rivals who both point the finger at the other for being crazy.
She seemed unhinged and she was issuing threats.
It's a he said, she said tirade that seems like it's getting nowhere. But when the dust settles, it's clear that Jill had harassed Kelly for years over a schoolyard disagreement.
I mean, what do I make of it? She's nuts. I'm not a doctor. But even I knew it the day I met her.
Kelly, then the PTA president, even had drugs planted on her. After a 2016 civil trial, it was determined that Jill was responsible for framing Kelly for a number of crimes she hadn't committed, including possession.
She's pled guilty to creating these problems in your life. Now she's coming, sitting down, talking to me, saying, didn't happen.
Rewatching the interviews, it's pretty easy to tell that Jill spoke with a malicious conviction.
How did she try to kill you?
Well, what I was saying was that she had issued these threats.
Number 25, Mother-Daughter Sugar Baby Team.
I totally support my daughter being a sugar baby. In fact, I am one.
Most parents come on Dr. Phil to set their kids straight, but this mom is here to embrace her daughter's risque lifestyle. In fact, she says she learned everything she knows about being a sugar baby from her daughter Riley.
I do consider myself a rookie, but my daughter, Riley, is a professional sugar baby.
Sure, they're both adults and can consent to getting paid for dates if they want to. But after admitting to visiting clients as a mommy-daughter duo, things get a bit icky.
I have been on some dates with my daughter. It was very awkward.
They share their do's and don'ts with Dr. Phil, and it's clear they mean business.
I am proud of Riley. Riley is definitely a businesswoman.
So while we tip our hats to these women getting their bills paid, it's still a strange line of work for them to participate in together. Number 24, Bailey with No Boundaries. It's a love story of the modern age. Bailey is in love with Jasmine, only they've never actually met, and Jasmine is most certainly not in love with Bailey.
Bailey, why am I not yours? And Jasmine says, 'cause I don't know you.
The two exchanged a number of messages over social media, and Jasmine lets her know the relationship isn't real. But Bailey reads into her tweets, even driving out to see her.
And I tweeted right before I left, I said, tell me not to drive to Atlanta. And she tweets, I don't care, I'll adore you all damn day. And so that's what made me decide to drive.
Dr. Phil is clearly enraged with this guest, checking her for implying he'd rigged the segment against her, going as far as to bring out a producer to take his side.
What do you tell people when they ask you what I'm going to talk about or not talk about or do or not do?
I always say I have no idea.
Because
it's up to Dr. Phil, because I don't know.
Ultimately, he shuts the segment down when she becomes too melodramatic, despite that seemingly being the whole purpose of his series.
And y'all can laugh at me, it's fine. I will be your spectacle. I will be your laughing spectacle. You can all laugh at me, it's fine.
Well, you know what? I think we're just going to shut this down because I'm not into all this melodrama and you playing the victim and everything.
Number 23, Dick Masterson. A man who truly lives up to his name, Dick is an over-the-top, chauvinistic misogynist.
Women should not be allowed to vote. It's ridiculous. A woman president would be a disaster.
It's unclear why he was afforded a platform on Dr. Phil, but his vignette is full of insults against women, comparisons of females to dogs, and even references to Hitler.
You can't blame women for what they do wrong in the same way that you can't blame a dog for what it does wrong. It's your fault for not training it properly.
Unsurprisingly, he's shredded by the audience.
Now, the booing sounds distinctly high-pitched.
It's a shocking segment, likely rage bait on the producer's part.
Men are better than women. Yes.
That's not answer my question. And take those stupid glasses off.
I'm sure Dr. Phil can back me up on that.
Show us how you look.
Worst of all, this kind of incel has always existed and still exists in spades today. It's clear Dick believes what he's saying, or so it seems. On a 2023 podcast, he claims he was just trolling.
I started writing this site, menarbetterthanwomen.com, as a joke. I mean, well, not completely, whatever.
Wait.
But it's obvious he takes pride in being the Andrew Tate blueprint.
Have you ever had Tate on the show?
No.
Because you've had Tate on back in the day.
Yeah, I kind of think I started him twice.
You were the
I
one.
think the entire blueprint for. Did you know I wrote Men Are Better Than Women, the book?
So even if no harm was meant, harm was certainly done. Number 22, the infamous Octomom. Nadia Suleiman gained international notoriety in 2009 when she gave birth to the first surviving set of octuplets. Adding 8 children to a family of 6 was scrutinized by doctors and everyday people alike, who felt these IVF treatments were unethical. She was a single mom with no steady income, but took to multiple shows, including Dr. Phil, to clear her name.
They're not medically fragile. Right. They're doing extraordinary. It's remarkable how well they're doing.
Dr. Phil was all over this story, even calling medical professionals to the stage to debate whether Octomom or her doctors were acting in good faith.
I think that it's important to point out that this entire clinical management of this patient has been done backwards.
Years later, Nadia came back to the show to admit that she should have never become pregnant with 8 kids, and insists she didn't even mean to. But the menacing music under her monologue indicates that the producers aren't quite buying her story.
So why did you try to have? I didn't. I tried to have one baby.
Number 21, Mother God herself. If we accept that a number of Dr. Phil segments feature overacting guests only looking for national attention, then this case is the furthest from that. The Love Has Won cult's leader actually Skyped into Dr. Phil in 2020.
As I serve love every day and I am in love and action every moment, that is my role.
Amy Carlson, who referred to herself as Mother God, defended the actions of her new religious movement, insisting she had supernatural insights beyond our understanding.
For me, I did not abandon my children. I begged my angels I didn't want to leave. And they told me I had to go on mission. If I didn't do it, then no one else would.
In a bizarre move, her family had actually summoned her there to have Dr. Phil deprogram her, but it was obvious she was too far gone.
So 14,000 years you've been on this earth before Christ.
That's correct.
It's no wonder you're tired.
In 2021, police investigated the cult for the abuse of its members. Instead, they found Amy's mummified corpse. After taking colloidal silver as a cure-all for various ailments, Amy quite literally turned blue and passed away. Her story was the subject of an HBO documentary and remains one of the darkest Dr. Phil segments of all time.
All this energy, it belongs to us. And if you're not in right action, you're out.
Number 20, Amy and Sammy from Kitchen Nightmares. Let's begin with a nice crossover between Dr. Phil and Kitchen Nightmares. Amy and Sammy first appeared on the latter series and were met with fierce backlash regarding the way they handled criticism. It was also the first time that Gordon walked away from a restaurant, realizing that there was nothing he could do to change the attitude of its owners. Amy and Sammy later appeared on Dr. Phil to defend themselves, but it mostly boiled down to Sammy yelling at people and the couple basically saying they weren't the only restaurant owners who act in a belligerent fashion.
Everyone behaves the way my husband does. That's where he comes from. And you go to each restaurant and they're all screaming and yelling and no one comes into a restaurant to try to bully you or harass you or anything.
But when the world's watching, you might want to keep a lid on it.
We think they were trying to clear their names, but they only made the situation worse.
All those people you see, they were actors for Kitchen Nightmare.
Number 19, Pastor Tom and his 19-year-old pregnant girlfriend. Tom is a 61-year-old pastor who's married to 2 women, one of whom, Reba, is 19 years old, pregnant, and has known Tom since she was a child.
We have been looking for another wife to add to our family for a few years.
Tom's other wife, Belinda, claims that she and Tom had wanted a polygamous marriage for a long time, and that she was elated when Reba was married into the family. She also states that she doesn't intrude on their relationship and that Tom alternates his nights with Reba and Belinda.
We happen to have a great age difference, and both of them are going to outlive me. I get it.
While the situation seems to be working for this throuple, Phil doesn't hold back, saying that their sexual relationship creeps a lot of people out. We'll let you decide for yourselves. Number 18, the digital kidnapper. April and Nathan are parents of 4-year-old twins confronting a woman named Ashley, who stole photos of their daughters off Facebook and passed them off as her own children online.
And I can't even get joy out of my little girls because I'm freaked out every person that looks at them or talks to them is someone that's related to you. They're gonna snack them up and steal them from me.
Taking the deception even further, Ashley has concocted an elaborate story regarding her children, has framed photos of the girls in her house, and has a fabricated story to go along with every single stolen picture.
I had made some mistakes in my life, and I was sent to prison, and I lost custody of them because of that.
Ashley, of course, denies everything, despite very clear evidence to the contrary.
For 4 years, you followed our family. For 4 years, everywhere we've gone. I mean, how violated can you even imagine that we feel?
Number 17, eating disorder on full display.
Dr. Phil has sometimes been questioned for its ethics. Is it okay to show interviews of troubled individuals to an impressionable viewer?
Show how disciplined I can be and how I'm one of the best anorexics out there.
In this episode, Jordan, who struggles with anorexia, speaks to Dr. Phil about wanting to lose more weight. Jordan admits that she loves the attention she receives from her clearly distraught parents and the shocked expressions her appearance elicits when she passes people on the street.
She says she does it because it pisses you off.
Ultimately, it's sad to see someone enduring such obvious mental health issues, but hopefully her struggle with an eating disorder can educate others and inspire sufferers to seek help for themselves. Number 16, the woman who is 1000% certain of a 3-year pregnancy. Most pregnancies last 40 weeks. Zona's alleged pregnancy has been going on for over 170, or so she says.
My belly has continued to grow for the 3.5 years, but it does grow at super low rates.
40-year-old Zona appeared on Dr. Phil claiming to have been pregnant for 3 years and 7 months, despite having her tubes tied at 20. And like any expectant mother, Zona has visited doctors, all of whom could not find a baby. Zona chalks this up to their ultrasounds having too many megahertz.
Because I have heard that I have stage 4 bladder cancer.
Someone told you had stage 4 bladder cancer and you did nothing about it.
And despite Zona feeling movement and heartbeats, the OBGYN Dr. Phil hired to study her said that Zona's anatomy is normal and that there was nothing in her uterus. We don't know what's going on here, but it's certainly not a baby. Number 15, woman is being poisoned by her husband. If you thought this list couldn't get any more tragic, think again.
He injected me in my eyes, on top of my eyelids, in between my eyebrows, my temple, forehead, on my chin.
A woman named Pat believes that her husband Mira is poisoning her to keep her sedated so he can assault their daughters. As proof, she shows needle marks, which are nothing more than regular skin bumps.
My wife has been diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia.
She's so paranoid that she sleeps on the floor of her daughter's bedrooms, barricades the doors, and wears a softball helmet to protect herself. Mira claims that she's been diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia and has been committed in the past.
My dad was like putting me to sleep and he kissed me goodnight. And then my mom said for him to get away from me.
It's a horrible story of a family being torn apart by mental illness, and it makes for devastating television. Number 14, the 756-pound man. Because Robert hadn't weighed himself in 5 years, Phil brought in an industrial scale and discovered that he weighed an unbelievable 756 pounds.
I just miss being able to ride a bike and play basketball with my friends and going out and being active.
Robert's daily life was as difficult as you would expect. He desperately wanted to be active and was tired of feeling lonely and trapped. Robert was sent to Wellspring Academy and lost 260 pounds, although he had unfortunately gained it back by 2015.
In 2021, he passed away from COVID at age 32.
Number 13, racist against her own race. This segment bears a scary resemblance to the BAN episode of Atlanta, and it's so bizarre and surreal that it could easily be taken for satire.
I know a lot of people take issue with my beliefs. I'm white.
The guest is Treasure, and she believes that she's white. She spouts tons of disgusting racist language toward black people and has the KKK's number on speed dial.
And plus they're so thug and criminal that I can't relate.
Okay.
Her ignorant attitude and racist views do not improve when we follow her onto the street either.
I feel like people have the right to refuse service, and
and I feel like they would probably steal something, so of course they should be asked to leave.
Shocking and strange, this interview is difficult to sit through.
I mean, that's just so riddled with ignorance, I don't even know how to respond.
Okay.
And,
Number 12, Haley.
Crazy, I'm tired of playing these games and it's about to be over with.
This young woman appeared on the show claiming first that she was Eminem's daughter, despite family members stating they all knew her real father.
I know it's Jesus.
I know you're crazy.
There's no denying that.
She later claimed that she was 9 months pregnant and would be giving birth to baby Jesus, despite taking multiple pregnancy tests that all came back negative.
I don't care what the home pregnancy test or the doctor say. When I give birth to my baby, no one is going to deny him.
The tension between this guest and her family was palpable, as the sister and mother both constantly deny Haley's claims and dismiss her stories as cries for attention. Number 11, the teen who killed her own mom. It's not often that Dr. Phil interviews somebody this troubled. For this special episode, Phil interviewed Rachel Hudson, a teenager who murdered her sick mother.
Like, I knew things weren't going to get better once my mom passed.
Rachel explains that her mother was not well, having suffered multiple heart attacks and kidney failure, and that she wanted to end both of their lives to relieve her family of their burden. After killing her mother, she sent a photo to her disbelieving father, who repeatedly asked to speak to his wife.
You did not have the right to decide for your mother when she ended her life, however labored and difficult her life course was.
I know that.
It's a heavier story than Dr. Phil's typical brand, and it leaves a dreadful, lasting impression. Number 10, Danielle Bregoli.
This is exactly how you act with the therapist. You don't talk.
Nope.
You have to be pretty darned memorable on this program to become a meme. Danielle Bregoli, now known as the rapper Bad Baby, both stunned and entertained the world when she appeared on Dr. Phil, and her signature catchphrase, "Cash me outside, how about that?" instantly became a cultural sensation.
Catch me outside, how about that?
Huh?
Catch me outside, how about that?
But while that was funny and all, the then 13-year-old Bregoli was still a very scary and shocking guest. She openly admitted to stealing credit cards and vehicles, laughed while describing instances of physical violence towards her mother, and threatened to fight both her mother and the audience.
I steal cars. I steal her credit card. I ain't gonna lie, there's no reason to lie. Everybody know already, like.
Number 9, Tyler Perry's wife.
I met Tyler Perry through his official Facebook account.
A woman by the name of Carla appeared on Dr. Phil claiming to be Tyler Perry's wife. Only, she isn't. According to her, Perry messaged her on Facebook and they instantly became friends.
Now, he proposed to you on...
Via video, he proposed to me.
On video?
Through an app. Mm-hmm.
So you saw him?
No, I didn't see him.
Once Tyler proposed over the internet, he asked for money for his various charities, and Carla sent him $100,000, leaving her flat broke. Her daughters rightfully assumed that it was all a scam, but Carla wasn't having any of it.
Do I believe I'm being scammed? No, I don't believe I'm being scammed.
She also believed herself to be the mother of Perry's real son, somehow. It's a sad and upsetting story combining the worst aspects of celebrity worship and gullibility.
He's real.
It's possible.
It is not possible that he's fake. I wouldn't be here doing this. I'm not that type of person to waste my time.
Number 8, Peyton's racist father.
My dad has called my son a critter, a monster, a creature.
A lot of things can tear a family apart, including racism. Guest Peyton's dad is a member of the KKK who served 9 years in prison for manufacturing bombs to blow up an abortion clinic. He also refuses to acknowledge his grandson, Peyton's child, because he's half black.
One drop of non-white blood, it ceases to be human, and since it's not human, it is not my grandchild.
According to Peyton, her father has called her child a slew of derogatory terms. In his words, his grandson is not human because he's not 100% white, and because he isn't human, he couldn't possibly be his grandson. It's a sickening, heartbreaking story, and one of Dr. Phil's most challenging to watch.
I love my daughter with all my heart, but the thing is, I cannot go against my moral and religious beliefs and accept her child.
Number 7, Mackenzie and her family.
We constantly have to keep an eye on Mackenzie because we never know what she's going to do next.
9-year-old Mackenzie is a hard child to manage. as seen in home videos of her toppling furniture, screaming, and attempting to bite her mother.
You're biting me! Stop it!
Her mother also claims that she's punched her brother in the face, thrown scissors at a teacher, and attempted to topple her cousin's crib. She also relays a horrific story of the time Mackenzie stood in traffic hoping to die.
So when we were at my sister's house, Mackenzie ran into a busy road and just stood there, just holding her arms out.
Her ongoing treatment, including heavy doses of pharmaceuticals, isn't any comfort or help. Worse still, she likely suffers abuse from her father. It's a tragic story depicting a violent home life.
I don't have the vocabulary to tell you how outraged I am at the medications that have been thrown at this child.
Number 6, Tanya Ramirez.
Your friend knew what you were doing.
Yeah.
Am I in the twilight zone here?
Now here's a story for the ages. A 29-year-old teacher by the name of Tanya Ramirez gave her phone number to a 17-year-old student.
This student then appeared at her doorstep one night and they slept together.
And the student filmed the encounter with his phone. He then distributed the video to his friends and it soon spread throughout the school, leading to Ramirez's termination and a second-degree felony charge. She in turn sued the student and his mother for defamation.
If she's not a sexual predator, as she says that she's not, then why did you plead no contest to a second charge?
To make matters worse, the student's mother called the footage, quote, not that good, implying that she, watched her son's video.
You cannot make stuff like this up.
Did you think he showed it around school for bragging rights?
From what I've heard, yes, it was exactly what it was.
Number 5, Patricia.
My mother did a local news story telling everyone that she had stage 3 cancer.
A woman by the name of Patricia claimed to have had stage 3 cancer. And according to Patricia's daughter, she told her story on a local news channel to receive attention and collect possible donations.
I need Dr. Phil's help to tell her that she in fact does not have cancer and that what she is doing is wrong.
Patricia then told Phil that she had had brain cancer, had numerous tumors removed, and that her entire face was detached for the procedure.
I have had 17 strokes, brain surgery, plates in my head, pneumonia, collapsed lungs, and 2 near-death experiences.
And while she did, in fact, have some form of brain surgery, her medical records disprove almost everything else she said. According to Patricia's daughter, she, quote, made the story up after her husband died.
I do care about my mom. She did have a major brain surgery. She had an AVM.
Number 4, Aneska.
Violence makes me feel comfortable.
Here's another awful story featuring 12-year-old Aneska. According to her parents, Aneska is out of control, to put it mildly. How so? Well, she chases her siblings with knives, attacks her sister, and sets fire to comforters. They also say that she once killed a family pet and crushed a baby bird after finding a nest.
When Aneska was 7, she went outside. She got into a bird's nest. She killed the baby birds.
According to Aneska, the voices in her head told her to do it. This is, by any standard, a terribly sad and disturbing case, and Aneska is easily one of Dr. Phil's most troubled guests.
The brain's engine is out of sync and not in rhythm with itself, which might explain why she's having a lot of aggression and impulse control.
Number 3, Burke Ramsey.
But somebody comes in your room with a flashlight and you never get up and say, what is going on here?
In 1996, child beauty queen JonBenet Ramsey was murdered in her house. The case remains unsolved, and after 20 years, her brother Burke broke his silence and granted an exclusive interview to Dr. Phil.
I'm not the worry type. I guess part of me doesn't want to know what's going on.
Some people took issue with it. Many viewers noted Burke's awkward and fidgety demeanor and found him unsettlingly unreliable. This forced Dr. Phil to defend Burke on his show, claiming that Burke was just nervous. Burke is a shocking guest not only because of his emergence after 20 years with a horrific account of the night his sister was killed, but because his appearance caused so much controversy and discussion in the media.
For a long time, the media basically made our lives crazy.
Number 2, Nikki.
Do you really want help, or do you just want to have a baby and then go back out on the streets?
In this episode, we watch as a woman with substance use disorder is chastised by her family. Sadly, Nikki is 8 months pregnant and heavily involved with opiates. When Nikki was very close to having a baby, she lived in a van and dabbled in sex work so she could buy herself and her boyfriend heroin.
And then go buy some drugs and come back and we would use together.
How much did you get?
I got $60.
She also admitted to overdosing when she was 7 months pregnant,
and that she prioritizes these substances over her baby.
I've been doing this for 40 years, and you, girl, are circling the drain.
However, Nikki returned to the show 13 months sober, seeming to be firmly on the road to recovery.
I work at a treatment center. I manage a halfway house part-time for women.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Zachary Davis.
Did you kill your mother?
Yeah.
It's not often that a convicted murderer gives an interview to Dr. Phil, but here you go. In 2012, teenager Zachary Davis killed his own mother with a sledgehammer. Dr. Phil interviewed him 2 months before his trial, one which eventually led to a life sentence for Davis. And this was easily the creepiest and most shocking interview in Dr. Phil history.
Where was she when you did this?
She was in her room.
What was she doing?
She was asleep.
Davis detailed why and how he murdered his mother, and throughout the interview, he simply stares at the doctor with emotionless eyes and speaks in an unnerving, jigsaw-esque monotone voice. The interview is full of tension and horrific content, and we can barely stand to watch it.
Are you sorry that your mother's dead?
Yes.
Which of these guests rattled you the most? Leave your comments below.